Good morning. I was drinking some water and didn't realize how fast that countdown was going. But welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Friday to everybody. I am excited that you're here, and I just want to start off by letting you know that if you are not a friend of Mike Vale or a fan of Cedar Sense, that's CEDAR, just like the wood, sense, like it makes sense to be a fan of Cedar Sense, then you're missing out. Go right now. I'll wait for you for a few seconds. Go become a fan of Mike Vale, and you'll need to watch his video. But Mike is doing something amazing, and we've been friends since I've been on this Amazon journey now. And he's in Minnesota, I'm in Kansas, and it's really funny to me how alike we are and how out of nowhere we kind of like similar things. I was watching his video this morning. He's talking about this guy named Dave Portnoy. Now, Dave Portnoy is probably one of those guys that I told my wife if I was ever a billionaire, he's just one of those guys that I probably wouldn't have an opportunity to meet unless I was a billionaire. But we'd hit it off and we become great friends. He started Barstool and betting. He's big into gambling and sports bets, and he's a big Patriots fan. But everybody has their vice. I can't get too mad at him for liking them. But anyway. Dave does a pizza review when he goes all up and down the East Coast, and he likes the thin, super thin pizza. He does it all cheese, so there's no toppings getting in the way, and he judges the crust, the sauce, the cheese, the bite, the crunch. He'll take one bite off the end and then a bite off the crust and give you a rating. It's 0 to 10. He's had all kinds of guests, NFL players. Bon Jovi's been there. Just watch his reviews; they're awesome. But if you give it a review and your review ends in an O, and that's a solid 7.0, he's going to call you a rookie, because if you really know what you're doing, it can go, give it a 6.9 or a 7.1. He's got that New York, Boston area. He's from Boston, so he'd probably be mad if I say he's got a New York accent, because they can tell the difference. I'm a Kansas boy born in California. I have no clue what the difference is. So I'm sorry, Dave, if you ever watch this video. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said you're from New York or that your accent's from New York. I know better now, and I shouldn't have said it. Please accept my apology. In fact, just come on by. You can accept my apology in person. Just kidding. Anyway, so Dave does these pizza reviews. I think the highest one I've seen is a 9.1. I've heard he's given a 9.4, or I think that's the highest one. Most of them are like, if it's good, it's over an 8. It's really good. A 7.4 is a really good pizza. I've seen down in the 2s and 3s and 4s and a few in the 5s and 6s. They're just, he really, it's funny. He'll sit there, take a bite, chew it, and he'll start thinking of all the pizzas he's been to because he doesn't want to put it in the wrong place. But where I'm getting at with this is, literally, when he gives these reviews, it definitely affects the owners of those businesses have said it affects their business. People want to go to a place that someone like Dave, who's very popular and known for his pizza reviews, has reviewed the pizza. And if he says it's good, they want to try it out. And since then, since COVID has hit, Dave has done the Barstool Fund, and it's specifically to help small business owners across this country. He's raised over $25 million so far. This is where my friend Mike Vale comes in. Mikey V has decided to put his money where his mouth is. And like I said, go watch his video this morning, like it, share it, and make it go viral. He's giving you a login, or he's giving you a coupon code on Amazon. If you buy one of his handmade American flags, one of them's hanging in my house right now. If you buy it, go there and you buy it off of Amazon, he's going to give you $10 off. Now, what he's encouraging you to do with your $10 off is to donate it to the Barstool Fund to help small businesses during this time where a lot of businesses are closing. But what he's doing is he's matching that, and he's giving another $10 out of his own pocket towards the Barstool Fund for every flag sold on Amazon. Now, I took my money from 2020 and literally have everything reinvested in inventory. My garage can prove that fact. So I am unable to do stuff like that right at this point in my business's life, but it's something that I have a desire for. I want to help people. I want to be there for people. And I love the fact that Mike is doing it. He's putting his money where his mouth is. He doesn't just talk about helping small businesses. He's doing it. He's encouraging others to do it as well. So if you're not a friend, his name is Michael Vail, and it's MACHAEL VAIL, or Cedar Sense. Like his business, like him, friend him, tell him Derek sent you. Believe me, he knows who I am. He's a great guy, quality flag, amazing American flag, and he's helping business owners all across the country by contributing to this fund. So there's a little infomercial commercial. Let's get into today's topic, which is from Psychology Today. Rachel Casada Lohman has a PhD in teen angst. Now, I saw what her PhD was in. After I'll get to the title of the article in a second, but I was like, I get so much crap because I'm just a kid at heart and I need to grow up. And then, yes, I find this freaking article about what her specialty is. And yeah, all right, I don't want to grow up anyway. So there, if you think I need to grow up, then no. Anyway, one tool that can change the way you think. So I'm going to go through this article, this is really awesome. She hits on some really good points, and really just listen to the words and figure out how you can apply these tools, because if you arm yourself with these tools, I truly believe it can be life-changing, not only for your business, but for you personally. Has your mind ever spun into a downward spiral of self-defeating thoughts? You know, those pesky thoughts that are like a dog with a bone that just won't let go. They demand front and center stage and tell you that no matter the situation, the outcome is destined for failure. Now, make no mistake, self-defeating thoughts can be strong and powerful, and they can take a major toll on your emotional and physical well-being. Fortunately, there is a little secret tool that you can use to literally change the way you think, and it's called reframing. Simply put, reframing is changing how you see something and then expressing it differently. It's really a psychological paradigm shift that replaces your old way of thinking with a new and improved mindset. Reframing not only changes the way you see, think, and respond to situations, it can also keep your thoughts from sliding down a slippery slope of impending doom. Sounds easy, right? Well, in theory it is, but actually doing it can be pretty tricky. Logic often doesn't jive with emotions, and emotions frequently trump logic. This happens way more often than we'd like to admit, and trying to get logical and the emotional self to sync can be a real challenge, but it's not impossible. It begins with changing your perspective, and you just have to put on these rose-colored glasses. Are you tired of seeing the glass half empty rather than half full? Do you frequently think the grass is greener on the other side of the fence? If so, let's go through these 5 strategies to help get you started. These are not very long, guys. Bear with me, but they are gems, and I literally am very thankful I stumbled across this article this morning. So let's go through the 5 steps to reframing your thoughts. Number 1, ride the wave. Thoughts are just a bunch of concepts produced by your brain. They're first sentence. They're concepts produced by your brain. You're in control of these thoughts that are in your brain. They have no emotion or inherent meaning. You are the author of them, and you assign them meaning by how you interpret and respond to them. Just like the waves in an ocean, some thoughts are strong, others are weak. Teach yourself to recognize that your thoughts are separate and from who you are, and allow them to freely come and go. Don't hold on to the unhelpful thoughts, and don't fight them. They'll take you under. The next time a colossal thought comes crashing towards you, don't let it pull you out to sea. Rather, choose to ride the wave. Not only will the view be better, but it may help you see the big picture. Now, how awesome is that? Thoughts, and there's thoughts that come and go in a day. There's some of the most genius people, whether they be musicians or writers or poets, they say that what they do is they try to keep a tablet nearby at all times because their thoughts come and go and they won't remember what they are. But when this brilliant thought comes, they write it down so they can go back and refresh later because they just ride the wave all day long. That's a very amazing trick to keep yourself from getting depressed, to keep yourself from dwelling on all these negative thoughts, is just let it go. You are in control, and you don't need to be the slave to your own thoughts. They're yours. You're in control. Let them go. Give yourself the power to let them go. Number 2, look at the situation from an outside looking in approach. Remove yourself from the situation by looking at the circumstance from the outside, and this will allow you to observe what's happening from different angles. You can even ask yourself, what would I think if someone else were in a similar situation, and what advice would I give them? Sometimes looking from the outside in can help you put some distance between the circumstance and your emotions, all while helping you look at the best possible solution. I guarantee you that 99% of the world and 100% of me feels that it is easier to give someone advice than to listen to advice, especially humbling advice or advice that you don't really want to hear. When you have a thought that's dragging you down, distance yourself emotionally. The key word to all this is emotions. Emotions control the world. That's why when you're doing any kind of marketing, emotions is what's going to draw people to your product or away from your product. Emotions are the key to all kinds of things. And Satan knows that, and he uses those emotions to drag you down. So distance yourself from your emotions and say, if one of my dearest friends, if one of my best friends or a family member was going through the same thought process that I am right now, what advice would I give them? And listen to yourself, because generally you already know a good game plan and outcome to this. You just let those emotions cloud your view and cloud your thinking. Number 3, put on your detective hat. Ask yourself, what are the facts about the situation and what are my feelings? Do they match up? Are my thoughts magnifying the situation? Emotions can easily steal the limelight from reality. That's pretty powerful right there. They can also make a mountain out of a molehill. By keeping your eye on the supporting evidence, you may be able to crack your case and move on to life's next mystery. Hold your horses. When your internal dialogue is screaming out pessimistic negativity, then it's time to mediate the situation. Rather than jumping on the bandwagon and going along with everything your inner voice tells you, take a hold of the reins and hold your horses. Oftentimes, emotions can run wild. And when they do, you can end up behaving recklessly and making impulsive decisions. It's best to slow down, consider all your options before you hastily act out or jump into erroneous conclusions. Now, this is something that my dad has taught me since I was really young. You don't make big decisions in a short amount of time. You need to think them out. You need to distance yourself emotionally and make something logical, because once you make those decisions, you can't unmake them. And that's very true. And he was talking at that time about buying a car, major purchases and stuff like that. But even some of the smaller decisions have huge ripple effects and can cause a major problem if you don't take the emotions out of it. Number 5, we're almost done. Sift through the dirt to find the gold. Challenge yourself to look beyond the doom and gloom. See the light at the end of the tunnel. Just like a gold miner, you may have to sit through a lot of dirt to get to that priceless little nugget. Don't let unhelpful thoughts make you miss this golden opportunity. Next time you start to feel anxious, depressed, and overwhelmed, try to reframe the situation. Look at it from a slightly different angle. If you do, you'll likely end up in a better psychological place. Reframing is one skill that you can truly change the way you think. Now, I think that's pretty freaking awesome. Mikey V. Michael made it. I'm putting this article in the notes for those of you who want to read it. Paisley, have a great day. Have fun with Mikey today. I'm going to end with the same thing I started with. Mike didn't hear it. I want everybody to go to Cedar Sense's page today, right now, as soon as I'm done talking. Like Cedar Sense, watch the video. If you have a need, a desire, a thought, an inkling of wanting this amazing handmade flag, get it. Use the code. Don't use the code. I don't care if you use the code. Support Mike, because what Mike's doing, especially if you use the code, is he's donating money to Barstool Fund. And he's the Barstool Fund is helping. Right now, they're in the double digits, but they're helping small business owners across the country that are at risk of losing their businesses because of this COVID outbreak. So I really, really, like I said, Mike, go back and watch the whole video, brother. It's amazing how we have never known each other. Except through 9 University and through Amazon selling, but we've got a lot in common. I've been watching a lot of Barstool and Dave's Portnoy's videos for the last several weeks, to the annoyance of my family. He's doing great things, but so is Mike. So are small business owners everywhere, and I think it's important to support each other, to support everyone. So. Guys, it's a Friday. I hope your Friday is amazing. My wife's one of her best friends growing up is coming down from Kansas City to spend the weekend with us. So I know we're going to have a great weekend. I hope you have an amazing weekend. I know that you guys really want the Chiefs to beat the Browns with me this weekend, because that's what I will be watching, is a lot of football. But seriously, God loves you. So do I. And in closing, my wife's Aunt Mary has some issues, some health issues she's fighting through, and it has COVID, and is having some trouble breathing right now, and she's on her way to the ER. And so I would really appreciate it if you take 30 seconds out of your day to say a quick prayer for Aunt Mary. She's an amazing lady. She's an art teacher, teaches kids, elementary school kids, and I really have an appreciation. I'm not an art person. I'm not artistic. I have an appreciation for art. And in reading that article, I really think it's really cool that from looking just at a different angle, and how artists can have that vision in their minds and even sculpt something in a way where all you have to do is take 1 or 2 steps to the left or right, and you can see something totally different. The whole thing will transform right in front of you, and you can paint that amazing picture. And artists can do that to you, and can do that right in front of your lives. And if they can do that and actually make it happen right in front of you, imagine what could happen if you could train your brain to do that inside your own brain, and to turn regular days and regular problems of your day and turn them into something that is not nearly as scary as you thought it was, and you can overcome. So God loves you. So do I. Have a great day, a great weekend. We'll see you guys on Monday. I love you all.